And even in Shark Tank also, it's kind of like so-and-so person from so-and-so city came and like they are raising 30 cr, 40 cr. It's like a crazy money that you can make in very small time. Startup is the thing where like you get to experience a lot of emotions or like a lot of things which you call as life only, because it's kind of living on your own.
It's a lonely path for founders. अकेले चलना पड़ता है, बहुत सारी uncertainty होती है.
Yeah.
How did you navigate through it?
My co-founder left after getting funding. I am raised by a single mother and she's whole focus was on education. By the time I go to the bigger problems, I have read the question paper like 3-4 times. I know exactly which problem I am solving. Average mark that I got is like 60% of the entire paper. It is still paying off to be an IIT. Cracking IIT exam is different thing. Cracking life is whole another game. After coming to IIT, everybody is same. I have friends who are like Air 97, 95. So we are going to same hostel, we are eating same food, we hang out like every normal person. We are building a new generation of robot, basically like a soldier, but which is flying and is always with you. If Anupam would have not been there, it would have been successful and maybe Deepinder would have been invested.
Alright, welcome to the first episode of Critical Mass with none other than Prem. What's
Hi.
up, Prem?
What's up?
We've been meaning to do this for quite some time now. Finally, I've gotten the opportunity to meet you, and I have a lot of questions. But first of all, just tell us more about critical mass and what can people expect?
So, critical mass is a term that we use in nuclear physics. It's a small amount of material required to start a chain reaction. So, I'm just drawing an analogy on how startups are shaping world today, redefining markets, and how the people behind the small team that is behind these startups are exercising the narrative or like shaping the narrative. So I wanted to talk more on that and how some of them are not yet in limelight, but they when they come, it feels like overnight success or like they have done everything overnight. So that's my overall agenda, where I want to talk more on tech side and also on how the tech startups or the entrepreneurs are
And
shaping
what
the
is
world.
happening behind the scenes, basically.
What is happening
जो
behind the
media
scenes.
में उतना नहीं आ रहा है.
Yeah.
Got it. But yeah, talking about media, you were on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Your episode also went viral.
Yeah.
And for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
And उसमें से I just wanted to touch upon जो पहला चीज़ है that everyone wants to know is कि उस दिन ड्रोन को क्या हुआ था. I mean, what exactly happened there?
So it's a very long story. So what happened exactly is, so Shark Tank team requested that there should be something something interactive, so that it is more eye catchy to the TV or
The
like
demo.
the demo part especially. And we had 2 demos planned. One is that drone coming from the backstage,
And that went successful.
That went
The first one,
successful.
yeah.
But we were about to end that. Sharks were also like, okay, now tell me about your business and all. But when we were rehearsing, we did a second demo also. I just thought it would be nice if we add the second demo. And my team was not sure on how it is going to pan out. It's because they did like 2-minute changes last time, and they haven't tested it much. But I said like, it's okay, let's do it. What could go wrong? Because I had trust that nothing can go wrong unless and until I am controlling it, or like we have everything calculated.
That's why you were a bit hesitant to like even give the control there.
Yeah. Like it was not untested, and if it crashes or like if it goes and hits one of the sharks, it's very dangerous. We anyway cautioned about it, but we thought shark will not come and like Anupam won't come and take the control. I mean, like that is not calculated.
Yeah.
We haven't thought he will come and grab the controller and try to control the drone. Anyway, it didn't respond. Only some button was clicked and it started responding, and I had to take it before he does anything with it. So it messed up with some algorithm inside. One of my co-founder was mentioning that the direction was not clear for the drone to navigate, and it eventually went and crashed. If at all there was no material there, it would have safely landed, but the space required was very less to do the
No.
maneuver, and it crashed. But anyway, I think it became memorable to everyone because everybody is like, okay, you went to Shark Tank. I was like, yeah, I went to Shark Tank, but we can't recall which episode. Then I just mentioned drone crash, and then they are like,
They're
oh
like,
yeah, you are the guy.
yeah. Even in the comment section, I've seen a lot of these comments where like, who is watching this after the reel? Some reel went viral. Kya?
Yeah. So basically, a lot of influencers they took the Anupam's drone chasing video. So they were like, इन्होंने शाक को भगाया ऐसा कुछ trendy वाला किया था. Also, we found it funny when it was airing. Also, so what happened is when the episode comes in Sony Live app, and then it comes on YouTube. So on Sony Live app, the moment the drone crashed, they played an advertisement.
Oh.
And guess what advertisement they played? They played an advertisement of Acco Insurance. Like, get your
So
products insured and all. I was like,
Wow,
guys,
man.
these guys are very smart
Just too good.
Yeah. They kind of used our content like left and right. It also gave us a lot of attention.
Yeah.
That's
But then
interesting.
what happened after the episode?
So episode was short. Like after airing of the episode, we got huge response. Like around website was hit, and we had store also launched. One of my friends suggested to put a book a free demo thing on the website.
Button.
So we got like around 300-400 leads, and we
Instantly.
found instantly
On
like,
that one day.
On that one day. In B2B, it is kind of difficult to generate that many leads, and that's when I realized the power of TV. Like from corners of the world, people are watching, and some of our, like I am from Anantapur and tier 2 city. Rajeshri is from village Nandura. So there the local social media pages were celebrating that so and so guy has went to
I also saw
Shark
this in
Tank.
the comments. Represent.
Yeah. So they are like, I am from Anantapur, proud to see you on national TV. And Rajeshri's home was like their parents, like his father was, what do you call that, ceremony or something they have done, that she mentioned Nandura in national TV. She kind of became very big celebrity there in her own village.
Basically, people watch Shark Tank, but there's an entire process that happens behind the scenes. Just take us through that कि कब तुम apply करते हो, उसके बाद exactly episode air होने तक होता क्या है?
So actually we were not planning to apply for Shark Tank, and at the same time we were struggling also.
Okay.
So the applications open around like March, or like March to May they go ahead, I guess. The idea to apply came from a customer itself. So one customer from UP, he was searching for a drone to survey land mafia that's happening. I'm basically sand mafia. They want to like monitor how much sand is being taken from the rivers and all. So he proposed a solution, and he was very impressed by it. And also he himself runs some businesses, and he thought, can we use drones here? Can we use drones there? I was like, yeah, autonomous drones are the future, and we can use it. And then he suggested that one of his friends startup went to Shark Tank, and they got really good experience. Why can't you go? Like why is that hesitation to go on Shark Tank? Then I said, like, it is not beneficial to us. It's like B2B. Most of the companies, D2C companies go there, and they kind of get huge response. But he was like, no, the thing is, like, you need, even the B2B customer is some person behind, and he needs to know exactly what's the solution you are building. And on top of it, like the experience of going to Shark Tank itself is valuable. So that got me convincing, and my team was not convinced with it, but anyway we went ahead. When we applied, there is first round where they just screen the application, and then we have to submit a video in the second round. We shot our own plain video, both of our founders talking, and did some no drone footage or nothing.
You have that video, the initial video that you played?
Yeah, I think so. I have. Nice. Afterwards, it took around 1 month of silence. Like they didn't respond or anything. We just emailed them. So they said, we are having auditions in Delhi, Dwarka. Why don't you come around and show your products or something? So then it's kind of a mock audition.
Yeah.
So the team that shoots Shark
Yeah, the
Tank, internal team, they kind of put you behind the camera and see how you're responding, how is your story, how is your Hindi diction, and all other parameters. So we were able to like impress them there, and they called us for actual shooting. Again, that also again 1 month silence it went. So it happened in July. The the audition part. But it took like August, September was silent, and they suddenly called us on October to shoot in Mumbai.
Mumbai.
So Mumbai, it is like 1 week journey. We went on Monday. So shooting was on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were given slot on Friday. Monday to Friday, we kind of rehearsed. So morning we go out to the sets. We plan our 10-minute pitch and we pitch them. How's the story coming up, or like are we able to capture everything that we are seeing? Initial idea was to bring drone from outside to inside, but then that was not that was not feasible. We said that we can get it from that Shark Tank logo. Even the door size was also a problem, because according to their protocol, once the door opens, door has to remain open. But again, they want to reveal the drone also. So they said they can't shut the door. That was also one thing that they have to adjust in their protocol. And once it came, the flashlight went there and it was flying around. We showed the 3D model and all. I mean, like, they kind of cheat with you also, because they won't reveal everything at like till the end. They won't tell you who is coming as sharks. They only tell you like 1 hour, 2 hour before that this is the pattern.
So you also didn't know?
Yeah.
Who you were pitching to technically?
No.
Oh, nice.
First they said we have Oyo Room's founder who is coming, and then they changed that to like Namita, Vinita, Anupam and Aman and someone else who is a new founder. But they didn't reveal that Deepender Goyal is the new guy. And also
Also your college senior.
Yeah. College senior technically, and when I went into the tank also, Namita was like, can you spot who is from IIT-Delhi here? I think they edited it out, but so I was like, yeah, Deepender, nice to meet you. So what happened is like the Shark Tank team was there, and they said that it is a demo thing. So for a demo pitch you come. So they shot all the entry, other things. When we went there were shocks finally, and I was shocked to see. And I kind of like went silent, seeing them for first time. Like, you know, we have seen 2 seasons, all of them seem so familiar. But standing before them and like we have to pitch. So that kind of like some delay we had. Like we were not able to speak properly, and but anyway we gained the confidence and then started it out.
Did it feel like surreal?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's kind of like what we expected was not there, but it also made sense why it is not like that. We thought it is very doctored or like very pre-planned, and there is 1, 2, 3 things happening sequentially. But it's not like that. It's more chaotic, and we are not clear what's happening, but still you are thrown on the stage and you are made to respond. It is so candid. It was so candid.
It was candid.
Yeah.
So now you have pitched to multiple VCs also. You have been in actual situations of fundraising.
Yeah.
And there is the Shark Tank experience.
Yeah.
What is the difference there?
So difference
other than the obvious difference कि वो TV पे सब देख रहे हैं.
TV पे है और फिर TV पे crash भी हुआ. That
like the sort of questions they ask you, the sort of amount of feedback that you get, how is that different from a real life scenario when you're pitching it to a VC or an investor?
Yeah, I mean, like there is not much difference. The questions they asked and the way they responded, each one of them is not. There is not much difference. Similar questions like why can't other companies in the world do? Why are you only the person to do it? Or like what is your IP, or like did you got any acquisition offers? Same conversations, but kind of more dramatic. So VCs, it feels like a conversation, but there it was more like you are put on a stage and you are made to respond to different things that are happening, because we don't demo before VC anytime. We just first have a casual meeting and then if VC is excited, then we go to due diligence and then we do the demo and everything. But here it is kind of reversed, where we have to go forward, and the sharks were also very welcoming, and that that crash part nobody has remembered apart from Dipender, I guess.
What happened there? Because he was focusing on spatial AI.
I mean, it's not like that. Like, we have seen big MNCs demos go crash or like go wrong.
The सबसे famous वाला is Tesla Cybertruck.
Tesla Cybertruck, like they. It's just that some parameters you never like predict,
yeah.
and it doesn't mean that product is bad. And obviously in engineering things fail. That's how we learn. So we can't, like, when we went to Shark Tank, we were only four people. One hardware guy, me.
The entire team
Was only 4. So we kind of laid off everyone, and we were pretty bad in shape while we were raising funds in last year. We had a lot of VC meetings lined up, but there was no real money or like outcome is there in the bank yet. So we couldn't able to take any decisions. So coming back to the question, like, with the small team that we had, the amount of work that we were able to pull off is somewhat incredible in a way, compared to big companies that are there in India who are well funded, and some of them are also public companies, and that's why we're also able to get that acquisition offer, right? Because for them it's like, can I invest same money 1-2 years and beat Vecros, or can I, like, right now talk to Vecros and get it for myself? So that's their equation behind, because we are anyway
they would
advanced.
rather have that conversation with you directly.
Yeah, instead of like going and investing in engineering team, doing all the experiments we did, all the money we burned to reach a stage. So that is something like which I am also proud of there. As I said, like, a demo is not just like our hand. If Anupam would have not been there, it would have been successful, and maybe Deepinder would have been invested. But that's the case, like, things happen, like, fail. And that's where I felt Aman's perspective is a little different. He was appreciating on the failure. He was like, okay, you guys failed, but you want to stick with the resilience. You want to not give up. You have forgot the acquisition offer that you got. So it's a different perspective altogether, like how Deepinder responded and how Aman responded, and how Anupam also responded. Nobody cared about Crash as such.
I think even in the episode, most of them were like, okay, like, is the device safe? या तुम्हारा नुकसान तो नहीं हुआ?
नहीं हुआ यार. वो हाँ Namita was like, the नुकसान तो नहीं हुआ. They are like blaming Anupam actually for breaking the drone. It's kind of a reason is Anupam.
She was
only.
Also like कि अच्छा इनको भिड़ भी जाए तो चलेगा.
Anupam, they were playing with this. They thought it's a playing toy, and like they are playing
that I'm
with
sure you must not be like witnessing such things in an actual realistic sort of situation. Also, there is this perception कि Shark Tank is basically for D2C companies, and B2B वहाँ पे जाके क्या करेगी? Do you think that is correct?
No, I don't think so. Like, marketing is marketing anywhere. चाहिए वो B2B है या D2C है. D2C में ऐसा होता है कि मार्केटिंग डायरेक्टली पेस ऑफ, बट B2B में इट्स मोर ऑफ लाइक इंट्रो दिला सकता है अच्छे से, और फिर आपको फुट इन द डोर बेसिकली. एंड B2B में ट्रांजैक्शंस आर मोर डिफिकल्ट कंपेयर टू D2C. D2C में क्या है, वेबसाइट पे जाओ और खरीद लो. एंड सेम ऐसे ही वो डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग है, डायरेक्ट कन्वर्जन हो रहा है. बट एटलीस्ट B2B में फुट इन द डोर के लिए तो कुछ क्रेडिबल ऑथेंटिसिटी चाहिए. एंड स्पेशली इन इंडिया इट इज़ मोर लाइक इन बिजनेसेस still operate in traditional way. Network effect, you can say, like, you need to know the person before you give an offer, or like,
or the person needs to know someone जिसके through you are pitching.
Yes, so referral से ही हो जाता है B2B में. like, रेफर करना पड़ता है कोई person को. like, let's say हमारा IIT alumni, someone is working there, and we reach out to them that can you help us pitch this product to your management, or like, this is how you are going to save cost, time using our solution. So ऐसा हम रेफरल से ही चलते हैं. एंड उनको कैसे पता चलेगा कि हम एग्जिस्ट करते हैं कि नहीं? बिकॉज वन एग्जाम्पल आई गिव यू इज़ वन लीड जो हमको आया था आफ्टर शार्क टैंक. he has been searching for this solution since 2 years.
Oh.
It's just that we are not visible to him. And वो मुझे point click हुआ था like ऐसा at least if I can activate 100 people who are looking for the same solution, because करोड़ों का population है इंडिया में,
And
there
this
might
100
be,
important people
yes,
for a B2B company to crack
yes,
is like किसी D2C के 10 करोड़ का सेल हो जाना.
yes, yes, exactly. First is this, there is lot of noise out there and you need to stand out.
Yeah.
Standing out is the main problem market में. Once you are standard, once people know, they only come to you like I
Yeah.
want this solution and whatever it is. So that myth has been broken. Like we have seen not only ours, but also we have seen some hardcore hardware products in the season 3. Like we had one of my actually batchmate is also went to Shark Tank again,
Oh.
same season. They do gym equipment. And also we saw like some good self-driving car. And so in the week where our episode was aired, so that's where in that week we have seen AI cars and hardware products mostly pushing. I think they made a deliberate attempt to like show
हाँ कि हम ये भी करते हैं.
ये भी है इंडिया में, नॉट जस्ट D2C प्रोडक्ट्स है जिनका ब्रांड वैल्यू है और बस शार्क टैंक में आ रहे हैं. आई थिंक दैट इज़ अ गुड साइन दैट आई सॉ कि फाउंडर्स जो छोटे छोटे शहर से आए हैं बट वर्किंग ऑन स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, जिनके लिए बहुत फंडिंग चाहिए होता है, बट दे आर बस्टिंग मिथ्स वेयर दे आर सेइंग कि लाइक इतना कैपिटल की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बस कुछ चीज़ें अगर केयरफुली किया तो हम भी सेम टेक्नोलॉजी अचीव कर सकते हैं एट फ्रैक्शन ऑफ कॉस्ट. सो जो भी हमने टेक्नोलॉजी बनाए इट इज़ मोर लाइक सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार टेक्नोलॉजी ओनली, बट हमने ड्रोन्स पे लगाया वो. एंड उसको बनाने के लिए वी टॉक टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु आर फ्रॉम वेस्ट एंड वी कोन डाउन ऑल द थिंग्स दैट वी कैन अवॉइड टू ब्रिंग. मतलब ऐसा होता है कि लाइक सिमुलेशन में मिस्टेक्स कर दो ताकि रियलिटी में मिस्टेक्स नहीं होंगे. सो ऐसा वाला अप्रोच यूज़ करके वी आर एबल टू मेक ऑल दिस टेक एट फ्रैक्शन ऑफ कॉस्ट.
यू हैव टेक्निकली अचीव्ड एक आम इंडियन मेल को जो भी अचीव करना होता है. फर्स्ट इज कि स्कूल में टॉपर रहना, उसके बाद क्रैकिंग IIT, उसके बाद क्रैकिंग फंडिंग, उसके बाद गोइंग टू शार्क टैंक, हैविंग अ वायरल एपिसोड. ये सब बाहर से कैसा है वर्सेस यू हु हैज बीन डूइंग इट एंड लिविंग इट. How different is that?
For a lot of them, when they get to know I'm Shark Tank founder and all, they feel very inspired. एंड सॉर्ट ऑफ मेरा भी ऐसा ही इंस्पिरेशन था. जिन लोगों ने फर्स्ट टाइम शार्क टैंक में गए थे एंड फिर जिनका स्टोरी ऐसा है कि लाइक दे केम फ्रॉम नॉर्मल एंड देन दे आर डूइंग रियली ग्रेट.
Tier 2, Tier 3 cities.
Tier 3 cities से आते हैं एंड देन दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल. आई थिंक इट्स मोर, आई क्रेडिट दैट मोर टू द एनवायरनमेंट और लाइक गेटिंग स्मॉल थिंग्स राइट फ्रॉम वेरी अर्ली ऑन, बिकॉज ये सब प्री प्लान नहीं था मेरे लिए. तो इट वॉज मोर लाइक आई एम डिस्कवरिंग एवरीथिंग एज आई गो इन टू नेक्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ माई लाइफ. लाइक स्कूलिंग भी लाइक आई नेवर प्लान टू बी अ टॉपर, बट इट्स जस्ट दैट आई वॉन्ट टू बी ट्रीटेड विथ इक्वल रेस्पेक्ट लाइक अ टॉपर और लाइक ट्रीटेड सेम वे. बिकॉज घर में तो सेम सिंपल लाइक आई एम राइज्ड बाई सिंगल मदर एंड शी इज होल फोकस वॉज ऑन एजुकेशन. सो शी वॉज लाइक एवरी डे आस्किंग मी what are the grades and all. It was not a big deal for me to get grades, but in overall I used to enjoy learning physics or like learning sciences in general, because physics textbooks में ऐसा होता है कि like हर एक concept के बाद एक simple सा example होता है. लाइक ग्रेविटी हो तो पेड़ से फ्रूट नीचे गिर रहा है या कोई भी. सो सेम कॉन्सेप्ट को एक्सप्लेन करते.
इवन इन डिफरेंट बुक्स द एग्जांपल वुड हैव बीन डिफरेंट.
यस
एनसीईआरटी में बिल्कुल ही बेसिक कुछ डिड यू नो वाला
सेक्शन होता है. दोस थिंग्स यूज्ड टू लाइक स्पार्क माय क्यूरियस माइंड. तो मतलब मैग्नेट्स हो गया, माइक्रोस्कोप्स हो गया, लाइक टेलीस्कोप्स हो गया. सो आई यूज्ड टू हैव वन स्मॉल लेंस एंड देन मुझे उसके पीछे का अंडरस्टैंडिंग कैसे काम करता है, लाइक हाउ इज़ दिस, लाइक एक लेंस यहाँ पे रखा तो वो बर्न कर रहा है पेपर को. एंड देन ऐसे स्मॉल साइंस एक्सपेरिमेंट्स मुझे बहुत एक्साइटिंग लगते थे. एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू लर्न द बेसिक्स बिहाइंड इट. how it is actually working, so I can explain to some other person in a simple way. And wo curiosity translated into grades and also into being topper. I never planned to be an in IIT. I didn't know the concept of IIT till I was in 10th class. So one of my friend came to my mom and he was like, I'm preparing for IIT coaching since 7th class. IIT, if you get, your son's life would be settled, and it's a really good place to be. Why I wanted to go to IIT section was my own different motivation is I wanted to study more there. There some of my friends, like since I am in Anantapur, we were living nearby. Some of my friends, we go to same school, but when we go to same school, I was in a different section. They were in a different section. I just wanted to go there and be with them. I never planned to be like IIT jana hai वगैरह. But I enjoyed being treated different there. When I was in the part of that group, I was treated differently. But I was also motivated or pushed around that they are all those guys that were in IIT section were like kind of toppers in the whole school. So basically, I'm kind of like an average person of the group that I was in. But still, I am the topper compared to others.
They say na, that you are basically an average of the 5 people around you.
Yes, exactly. So post 10th, like we were very enjoying the school, or because we covered 10th class syllabus way before than anyone else. Because of being part of the IIT curriculum, they tend to like focus on.
Was this like a special school, like alag se, where like
no special section in the same school?
In the same school.
We call it as CAP. I forgot the.
तो जैसे हर स्कूल में एक साइंस सेक्शन होता है, हम तुम्हारे साइंस के अंदर भी एक स्पेशल साइंस सेक्शन था.
Yeah. Damn. So, I mean, this is for 10th class actually. For 11th and 12th, it's complete different.
अच्छा.
Because after 10th, I was like, हमको 10th तक biology भी पढ़ाते थे. So I was more interested in that space, on pure sciences, not on like engineering. I was more into like researching, synthesizing a new formula or something. But when I talked to my mom about career options, like I want to take a stream where I can study biology. Her understanding, or like general society understanding, was that if you take biology, physics, chemistry, you need to become a doctor. Not an engineer. But I was like, there are alternate options also. I researched that you can take BSc, become a scientist in the so and so field.
Proper scientist.
Proper scientist. But the dream of IIT for a normal middle class person versus becoming a scientist in some organization which you will be never known was very non-linear. And I protested and I didn't join college also. I wanted to do biology very strictly. But there was a point where like all my friends whom I used to hang out are already in coaching, and they're like kind of already taking it seriously. So I thought, okay, let's try this seriously now. Let's see what IIT is. For me, IIT is not a college. It was just an entrance exam. As of now, I just wanted to crack it. So, and the options were like, I have to leave my town and I have to go to Nellore or like Vijayawada, which is like quota of...
Where did you study for IIT?
I studied in my hometown only.
Okay. So you didn't go to a fancy coaching center, huh?
So I chose a top college in my hometown itself. I stayed with my parents.
So in your hometown, they call basically 11th to 12th a college.
College. They call it
like
as a
Mumbai,
college. Yeah, like Mumbai. There, some of my school friends were there already. Like we have Rajesh. He's like schoolmate and also college mate. He suggested that here the faculty for physics and maths are good compared to Chaitanya. So we have Narayana Chaitanya.
Yeah. So जिनको पता नहीं है, Narayana Chaitanya is equivalent of or even bigger than Allen.
Yeah.
And Bansal classes और ये सब जो कोटा या नॉर्थ में ज़्यादा है.
Yes. So वहाँ पे one is economic factor is कि I didn't want to see my mom spending bomb on putting me to college. I thought I will for me, my understanding backstory is if I study in Anantapur or if I study in Delhi, the physics is same, maths is same, chemistry is same. wherever I study doesn't matter.
तब से you have this first principle thinking.
Yes, that why can't I like study here itself, where
जब
I feel
basic
safe.
same है, हाँ.
Basics same है. मुझे वहाँ जाके maybe approaches different होगा, but I think that I can figure out on my own itself. Why to rely on expert to come and tell me what
Yeah.
need to be done.
वो
Fortunately
कॉन्फिडेंस बट वो पहले से ही था,
पहले से ही था
क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग दे गो टू अ कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट या ऐसे पर्टिकुलर एनवायरनमेंट में, क्योंकि लोग कहते हैं यार एनवायरनमेंट मिलता है, मोटिवेशन मिलता है बाकी लोगों को. सो यू डिड नॉट रिक्वायर दैट.
yeah. So I mean, I was self-motivated as such that I need to crack this by hook or crook, and I also know how the framework, because I have been a topper in my 10th or like school days, so I know exactly how much I can like allocate time and how I need to
So what
study.
was the framework, if you could like explain it to viewers who are watching, who are like now aspiring?
I actually developed on the go, but when I started, it's very simple that how obsessed I can become on something. And how one method of doing thing is like ratta marna basically. Book
That
को
is
ले लो
बाकी
और
हम सबका framework.
सब ले लो और फिर करते रहो. My approach is take best of both worlds. One is like see the fundamentals and also practice as such you are doing ratta marna type. Ki like you took a problem about gravity and then you work like 100,000 problems on it on a singular topic. So you know different dimensions how the problem is being approached on the same concept. So concept same होता है कि like two body से attract हो जाते हैं, but वो ये यहाँ पे body different है, वहाँ पे body different है, इसका shape अलग है, उसका shape अलग है, तो वो कैसे अप्रोच हो रहा है वो सब हमको प्रॉब्लम से पता चलता है. तो हम जितने प्रॉब्लम सेम कॉन्सेप्ट को रख के हम अटैक करते रहेंगे
डिफरेंट एंगल से,
तो वी गेट मोर एक्सपोजर अबाउट इट एंड विल बी मोर प्रिपेयर्ड टू give an exam or like do something. Again, like I am not topper of the entire IIT framework also, but I have been fortunate to be an average person to get into IIT Delhi. So
वो भी IIT Delhi is very difficult to crack.
So that also interesting statistics, because when I went into college after +1 +2, when I was going to give exam, I understood that exactly how much marks would get me what ranks. Because
this is also part of your framework.
Yeah. Because
इतना मेहनत करूँगा तो यहाँ
पाऊंगा, क्योंकि I did something called SWOT analysis on my own. That what is my strength in subjects, what are my weaknesses. And I went a non-linear approach. Usually, the advice that we got is we have 180 minutes to crack entire 3-hour exam. So 1 hour for maths, 1 hour for physics, 1 hour for chemistry is the general thing advice I got. So I know that chemistry is something which is a weak point to me, and I focused on the overall marks instead of just maths इतना करूँगा, physics इतना करूँगा. बाकी इसमें बस कट ऑफ हुआ तो चलेगा. So chemistry cut off the time anyway, like confident that I will get it. So what I did is I divided my attention. I gave more to physics,
which is your strongest
suit, and then less next priority to maths, and then third on the chemistry. So even then, what I did is like I first scoured through the entire paper and first I solved chemistry so that I will be done with it and keep it aside. And then I went to easy problems in maths, physics, where like first I read the problem to just know if it is easy to solve or like how much time it would take to solve it. It so happens that even if you divide time equally, some problems would require very less time, some problems would require very much time. So I squeezed out all the low-hanging fruits, and then I went for the bigger guys. And even in the bigger guys, I chose, because by the time I go to the bigger problems, I have read the question paper like 3-4 times. So I know exactly which problem I am solving.
कितना time
लगने वाला, and then I approached it and I was able to get like around average mark that I got is like 60% of the entire paper.
Oh, that is great, huh?
Yeah, 60%, and I deliberately left some questions to not solved.
क्योंकि उसमें time ज़्यादा लगेगा.
And maybe if I try, the probability of getting it right is less. So I just left them out.
और ये हमारे normal उससे पहले जो भी स्कूल के एग्जाम्स होते थे वहाँ पे ये स्ट्रैटेजी लाइक इट यूज टू बी लाइक डिस्पाइस्ड कि या उसको थोड़ा क्रिटिसाइज करते थे कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं कि वो 80 लाइक अटेम्प्ट द एंटायर थिंग। और कॉलेज में भी हम देखते हैं लोगों को कि लाइक क्योंकि सब लास्ट दिन पढ़ता है तो वो अपने दे पिक देयर बैटल्स कि भाई इतना दूंगा तो मैं पास हो जाऊंगा, इतना दूंगा तो मैं टॉप कर लूंगा।
टॉप कर लूँगा।
तो वहाँ पे ये स्ट्रैटेजी बहुत लोग अपना लेते हैं।
या सो वो पहले से ही था मेरा साइड में कि बिकॉज आई ऑब्वियसली हैड अ डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ बीइंग इन I don't call it as a disadvantage also. It's just that other guys who are in topper get a good boost because some of my relatives are like, they were like Anantapur maximum they got is not this much rank. Nobody cracked IIT from here. Everybody went to Vijayawada.
एंड वो फिर विजयवाड़ा की ग्लोरी हो गई रादर
Yeah,
देन अनंतपुर।
Anantapur ka. But I was like, again, I stick to my fundamentals that maybe you are thinking right, maybe you are right, but for me the fundamental says that this is the right
पेपर
path.
तो सेम आएगा।
पेपर तो सेम आएगा and क्वेश्चंस तो सेम होंगे, विजयवाड़ा से हो, दिल्ली से हो या मुंबई से हो, पेपर तो सेम है सबके लिए। इंडिया सो हम कहीं से भी तो क्रैक कर सकते हैं। तो वो वाला अंडरस्टैंडिंग से आई वेंट अहेड एंड to my surprise I was topper in +1 and +2. I call it surprise because I saw some of my friends who are like kind of above me, who thought they can beat me eventually, but my understanding that I have to be top here and then I can go on for other battles has made me to concentrate more and approach things differently.
That's actually a nice framework
Yeah.
to execute. अभी people who are like prepping for the exam जो अलग अलग coaching institutes में what are your recommendations to them? Give them a strategy.
One strategy is, while I were transitioning from +1 and +2, is to stick to the strengths. And then at the end of my preparation, I stick to more on previous year questions or like previous papers while I was going to attempt the exam. I think if they do it from starting only, it will help them. And also have fun in learning, because eventually you get IIT or don't get IIT is not a metric for the success. If at all you end up in non-IIT colleges, the knowledge that you gain from +1 and +2 is more applicable or more useful to you to kickstart your career from college itself. Because right now the difference between non-IIT and IIT is getting kind of blurred. Because even when we recruit, we don't see the difference much. Like if you are from IIT or like you are from NIT or you are from BITS or somewhere else, we just see how much progress they were able to do while they are in college,
and what exactly work they did in their projects.
In their projects, or like how curious were you? Because I myself saw that after coming to IIT, everybody is same. So I have friends who are like Air 97, 95. So we are going to same hostel, we are eating same food, we hang out like every normal person.
जो top ऐसे 500 rankers है या top 300 rankers है, have you seen a pattern in them, in the way they approach life or problems? कोई तो, because you have been with them, why do you think they achieve इतना ऊपर ranks and eventually in life?
Okay.
And is that correlated?
It's not correlated as such. That cracking IIT exam is different thing. Cracking life is a whole another game.
ये अच्छा line मिल गया है intro के लिए.
Yeah. Cracking IIT में definite resources है. Equal opportunity है for everybody. Cracking life में you have unequal opportunities. Opportunities are based on your location, on your availability, on your personal and mental health. Lot of factors involved. Sometimes you get opportunity but you fail to execute. Sometimes you have family framework in such a way that doesn't support your dreams, or like financial framework that doesn't support your dreams. So a lot of things come in. Like even if you are Air topper, I mean even if you are like IIT topper, you has double digit rank in IIT JEE, but when it comes to executing things in life.
Mm.
The how you as a person matters a lot rather than just
Just that,
being IIT ka topper ya whatever.
But do you see something in them, like other friends who are like top is 300 ranks?
Yeah.
Is there a pattern in the way they approach
Yes.
or their seriousness about life?
Yeah, I mean, like one thing I appreciate really is their ability to pick things up.
Hmm.
So over you age, ability to pick things up or like change your mind or challenge it becomes quite hard.
Uh-huh.
Like for everyone, sometimes so we will be told that world works in a
Certain way,
in a certain way, and you have to adapt to it.
Huh.
But it's just that the world is also defined by the people who are living in it.
Hmm.
And the one thing that I observed with my friends or like people who have like toppers in IIT JEE is new thing you present to them and they are able to capture it very fast compared to other guys. I don't need to give you much details, like I want so and so thing to be done and it gets done.
So
And
basically, they scrap the data very quickly.
very
They go through
quickly,
it and they get insights very quickly.
very
That's
quickly.
इसका मतलब क्या है?
हाँ, इसका फंडामेंटल्स क्या है एग्जैक्टली,
हाँ.
एंड फिर वहाँ से हम ब्रिंग अप करते पूरा चीज़ें.
लोग बोलते हैं कि मैथ्स लाइफ में ज़रूरी नहीं होती. Who is using trigonometry now? Do you think maths is required in life in general?
Maths is required in general anywhere. Like, agar it's just that if you stop that complaining that maths is not useful, and if you see an opportunity where I can use it, you will be more powerful than anyone else. So
even while you are in business right now, like, does it help you even like as a Shark Tank just situations where like you have to calculate what does this offer mean to your company?
yeah. So offer calculation is somewhat like simple maths, but how you position things, like so there is a term called variable in maths, right? So you take variable and how you put it in real life is the skill that you have to acquire, that I seriously see through by a lot of people. Like if I have to fundraise for, like, let's say, I will give you one simple thing that I did. Like if I have to fundraise for 1 CR, instead of 1 CR for, like, in the Shark Tank only we said like 20 crore is the valuation that we did. Instead of asking 1 CR 20 crore directly, so I asked like 50 lakhs at a smaller valuation, so that it is digestible for smaller VCs or smaller angels
who want to get in.
And then when I got that 50 lakhs first, I did some progress, and then I asked for 50 lakhs at 25 CR valuation. So then the average of the valuation is around 20 CR only, which I eventually wanted, but I structured it in a way that at least अभी का काम मेरा हो जाए, और फिर मैं जाके बाकी का 50 लाख, ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे को 1 करोड़ आज मिल गया, मैं 1 करोड़ आज स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ. मेरा थोड़ा तो मेरा बैंक में रहेगा और फिर लाइक 4-5 मंथ्स मेरे को यूज़ करना पड़ेगा, वो बस रहेगा वहाँ पे, विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग टू हैव. बट इफ़ आई टेक अ रिस्क वेयर लाइक कि ठीक है चलने देते हैं, और जो 4-5 मंथ में हमने जो प्रोग्रेस किया उससे हम और बड़ा वैल्यूएशन ले सकते हैं, तो वी आर गेटिंग मोर रिवॉर्ड आउट ऑफ इट. सो ऐसा, this is called like fractional approach basically. You are dividing the entire sum into small chunks, and then you are like kind of taking a strategy where फाइनली आपका गोल है 20 CR लाने का, बट आपने पहले 15 CR पे किया और फिर नेक्स्ट 25 CR पे किया, तो मिडिल पॉइंट तो वैसे भी रीच हो गया आप डाइल्यूशन पॉइंट में. सो ऐसा यू कैन यूज़ द सिंपल मैथ्स दैट यू नो इन फॉर्मुलेटिंग योर ओन फाइनेंसेस और लाइक वैल्यूएशन इन जनरल.
सो अभी जैसे पिछले 2-3 साल में हुआ वेयर लाइक द कोविड बूम हैपेंड, एंड उसके बाद people started like raising crazy money at crazy valuation, and that was celebrated in the media. जिसने ज़्यादा पैसा उठाया, this means कि वो उतना successful है. And what was missing was the fractional calculation here that you were talking about. So do you think there's a space there कि gap है, हर कोई ये इतना basic चीज़ नहीं समझ रहा है?
No, yeah, exactly. Like there is a reason why media celebrates funding, or like basically so their whole idea of startup is the crazy valuations and the non-linear growth, in a way to make people understand is valuation is the easy thing. Like so and so person from so and so city came and like they are raising 30 cr 40 cr. It's like a crazy money that you can make in very small time. Is something which is like media also wants your attention for.
It's hope story
Basically. And even the VCs and other guys also want to sell that story so they can attract more people to work on different things and present different ideas. It's kind of like a feedback loop that we can't escape anyway.
And this happens in the West also, right? Like
This happens in
everyone
the West.
celebrates valuation,
Yes.
at least media mein to.
Yes. And even in Shark Tank also it's kind of like celebration thing only.
स्टार्टिंग में शार्क टैंक फेमस ही इसलिए हुआ कि
Yes.
अरे इसने इतना वैल्यूएशन पे ये उठाया,
Yeah.
इस फंडिंग इस इन्वेस्टर ने इसको पिच करा.
Yes. I think they kind of made it normalize. Normalization जो होता है like पूरा market में और पूरा इंडिया में कि startups को लेके, because startups are very relatively very new concept even now to lot of people in India. But I think Shark Tank जो कर रहा है कि it is kind of taking this idea to everyone so that everybody now is like okay, you go to IIT instead of placement, why don't you start a startup. So वो वाला conversation नहीं था जब मैं start कर रहा था. It was somewhat different.
So in your college and you were from which batch? 2016 batch.
2018.
2018 is when you graduated.
Yes.
So during like while you were in college, वहाँ पे was that shift already happening? कि you've seen other sort of friends around who directly go to who directly like start companies rather than working in a company and doing all of that.
Yeah, I have seen that. Like, I have seen at least a couple of people who are starting up while they were in college only, and doing different stuff. So while I was in college also, I was working with different entrepreneurs who are coming to our college, sitting in common areas and like recruiting people then and there. So it's like we have hostels. We have deep hostel culture in IIT-Delhi. So we relate, instead of department, we relate more with the hostel, and in hostel you find different branch people also.
Chichore movie mein bhi that concept was
hostel. So senior junior interaction and everything is primarily shaped by the hostel culture. So वहाँ पे we had seniors, like I know one senior who is now a VC. So he's a very big VC and he wrote his own book. He was like topper of his batch, but he is like 2 years bigger than me and we साथ में होली खेलते थे.
2016 batch का guy.
हाँ 2016 का, I think 2015-2016 batch. So we like 4 years people stay in same hostel. We forget about IIT ranks or whatever it is. Where are you coming from? We are treated equally there, and opportunities also arise like that. So when you see high performing people around you, you also get pushed around that can I do something different. So that is the general mood there. Can I do something different? So everyone
wants to do that.
Everybody is like कि okay 1 crore का package तो 2-3 लोगों के लिए fixed है. That you get to know on the day one only. That 1 crore 2 crore dream that you enter, like everybody freshers
job
का
वाली जो dream है.
job वाला dream है. freshers first 2 months रहता है वो कि like हमको अच्छा placement मारना है, अच्छा package लेके जाना है. और even freshers का भी जब मैं senior था, when I listen to their conversations, that 1-2 months is more around placements and what happens once they get into IIT after couple of months. They get bombarded with a lot of opportunities that it becomes responsibility of your own to choose which path to go. Because IIT is a place where you get lot of opportunities, and if you are not careful enough to decide what you are actually good at and what you are going to do this for rest of the life.
Are you enjoying this versus is this just for money?
Is just for money, or like my parents have told me to do this, or like so and so thing. You will get misled into a lot of stuff, and you feel also betrayed that having so much talents, you haven't taken a path that you actually enjoy. And it also proves, I mean, in college you have opportunities like clubs and all. Once you choose them, it kind of also gives you positive feedback that whatever you have chosen is correct. Because every field has its own dimension,
Yeah.
depth, that you can excel in that field. So my background is engineering physics. Engineering physics is a branch itself is not known to a lot of guys in engineering.
Typical electronics, communication,
ECE,
computer
EEE,
science.
CSE. Apart from those core branches, IIT offers a lot of different mix of branches, because they upgrade their curriculum as per the market standards. Right now they are also offering AI and robotics, I guess, which was not there when we were there, but it's kind of like dormant. It was there as a part of different department, but it's not openly like a separate branch or department. There is AI and robotics. So when I went there, I explored again my tangent to biology. So there was biotech in IIT-Delhi. I explored a club called iGEM. They were engineering a small bacteria, which you can't even see they were engineering it to perform in a certain way. So because Delhi had pollution problem, they wanted to engineer a bacteria which can suck the pollution out. And there was a competition for it, and that too international competition. So iGEM is like international genetically modified machines or something. Which was very fascinating for me. Even to get into the club, you need to give an interview. It's kind of like getting a job itself. But the whole process is like normalizes you to be fit for a placement. And once you go into the club, the conversations are different, because you're already interacting with people who are working like you in different international colleges. And the conversation there is never around placements or never around how much package. It's all around how different can we do this for this competition, how different can we do this. So that sets us at forefront of cutting edge tech. So whatever cutting edge is today was unknown problem yesterday. And that yesterday was there today in IITs. So it's like today you are given a chance to work on something which is very new. Not everybody in the country or in the world knows. But if it is cracked, everybody will be behind you to get a piece of it.
It's also what happens in Bangalore also, right?
Yeah.
और अगर वेस्ट का एग्जांपल ले, when you are in Silicon Valley,
Yes.
तो वहाँ पे जो अभी नॉर्मल है वो बाकी दुनिया के लिए 5 साल बाद या 4 साल बाद आएगा.
Exactly.
So you're just ahead of the curve every time.
Every time.
Because you have that advantage location ka.
Yeah.
And you were in Delhi before
Yes.
this. You moved to Bangalore this year, right?
Yes.
How is Delhi ka startup ecosystem and the overall sort of vibe different from being in Bangalore?
Delhi ka Delhi is more closer to government. The startup ecosystem revolves around. I mean, I was in IIT-Delhi only, not in Delhi actual. I was working out of IIT-Delhi's incubation cell.
Okay.
Where we were majorly supported by government, because government funding works differently while VC funding works differently. VC funding is more on quicker returns and like it's kind of like adrenaline shot or like some small boost that okay, if I put like so and so money now, within 6 months can you turn this around and make it like 10x, 20x, 100x is the conversations with VC. But with government it's more like how can I support you with the smallest amount possible, not like big crazy valuations or crazy money, but smallest money that can help you survive for so and so time and eventually get money from private sector. Or
it feels more of an initiative
kind of thing instead of entire dedicated or a business like VC. But in business there the conversations are all around like how can government help you, like so and so event is happening, can you participate in this, can you do that, and so and so company is looking for so and so solution. So it's kind of
government funding mein, do they like provide you with leads? Like a big part of funding is mentorship. What do you think about mentorship there?
I feel mentorship works both ways. It's just that how you need to know your mentor before like seek out any help. Like we fall into this pitfall that once you have given me money, I expect A to Z everything from you. Is something that I was part of also. while I was in incubation cell, that I realized quickly that not everything is like spoon fed. Okay, they are on your cap table, they have given some money, but you also need to have a filter of your
This
own
doesn't mean that they're thinking about it
constantly
every day.
every day, like you are doing.
Huh.
Your job is to think like 24/7,
Sure.
how am I doing that? But mentors are not there. They are like, okay, overall approach, you present me 2-3 approaches, I can give you some clarity on one approach, two approach, or third approach.
Problem solving.
Problem solving.
Big.
Yeah. And mostly the benefit that we got with IIT is that we were close to campus, and students were also wanted to do internships, learn.
So hiring became easier.
Hiring was easy there, and
good quality hires.
yeah, and quality. I mean, and the access to labs, facilities was there. We didn't have to spend much on electricity, office space, other hangama that we had to do if you are like a proper
separate entity.
So it was good for a student startup person like who was a student and was just starting up. Even my plan was to not start up from IIT, or like I had a plan to like go abroad and like do it. But
abroad as in like
US or somewhere else
to start up
to study
and then
think of starting up or something, because I always wanted to do a startup and I had no clarity on which idea to do it, because I had my hands and legs in lot of spaces. Coning into one problem was a difficult thing for me. But once I was there after graduation, I got ample of time to work on my own. I skipped placements.
You skip placements?
I skipped placements. That's a funny story because
ये क्या story है?
ये story है कि हमको let's say आप 4th year starting हो रहे हो, like starting sem starts on July और August. So 4th year first sem में आपका CV freeze हो जाता है. So CV freeze is like आपके जो भी पॉइंट्स है CV में आपको फ्रीज करना पड़ता है कि आपने ये काम किया, वो काम किया, और फिर वो आपका प्लेसमेंट दिसंबर में होता है. सो वो जो 4 महीने में अगर कुछ करोगे आप, वो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होता उसमें. एंड उसके लिए बहुत फाइट रहता है कि लाइक एंड हमारे प्लेसमेंट सेल से अप्रूव करवाना होता है कि लाइक हम जो पुट कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे रेज्यूमे में वो जेन्युइन है करके, ताकि फेकनेस कम हो जाए. और फिर लाइक यूजुअली फेक नहीं करते कोई, बट स्टिल देयर आर सम केसेस. तो प्लेसमेंट सेल हैड टू फ्रीज एवरीथिंग एंड दे वर लाइक ओके, दिस इज द CV दैट वी गिव इट टू कॉर्पोरेट्स टू ऑफर यू अ पैकेज और evaluate you something. So क्या है कि this process is entirely online. So I had to submit the CV and I had nothing to write, or like I had so much things to done, but articulate them into a CV or something is something I was not prepared for.
Package it into one.
Package it such that the corporate, if they read, they are like, okay, this guy I want to talk with. So I was running out of words and also time, because there was a deadline to submit the CV. When I tried to submit, the server crashed, or like the CV didn't go. So I panicked a lot. I panicked like anything. My life is gone now. Kind of panic I went. So what happened then? लोग क्या कहेंगे problem नहीं था. I didn't had any source for panicking. So that went into contemplation of why I am panicking as much. So that was the moment where I decided that this is something unnecessarily I am feeling.
You're being part of the rat race, and you're putting yourself in this situation.
In this situation,
these feelings are now part of it.
Exactly. Like it's just damn CV. I would have mailed it, or like did something. Placement cell is there only. I just walked in and gave my CV. But why didn't those ideas come to my mind? I just panicked like anything, because I thought I was. From first year it was all the race about package or placement or something. I wanted some liberation out of it. I said I won't apply now, or like let's see what happens, because by that time I was working on different different things. I thought for a normal IITian it shouldn't be that hard to get a job in market. At least the idea is that. So why don't we try for some senior who is working in some company? I can directly call them up and ask for reference or something. Why to sit for placements? why can't I use this time to like do something else. So that's when the actual focus happened for me. So because now I had a actual reason to like explain things. When I was in IIT, it's part of rat race only. Like you need to go to a club or you need to do some extracurricular activities so your CV shines or something. In that rat race, I tried a lot of things that I eventually didn't know what to pursue, and I also tried to work on 2-3 startups on my own, which eventually didn't make it through because I was not serious enough. I was just that okay. Here in IIT, people start like anything. Like they are starting 2-3 companies.
So
I will also start and see like market, hire some interns and see if this works out or not. But then after skipping the placements, then the onus or responsibility of taking things came into me. Like now you have to explain everything.
अब करना पड़ेगा.
अब करना पड़ेगा.
अब क्योंकि there is no fallback option.
There is no fallback option. That's kind of like interesting thing because I put myself in that situation now. Now I was open to lot of new stuff because everybody was packed in that race that that 4 months they give hell. Like somebody are preparing for CAT, somebody doing for UPSC, somebody doing something else. Like they are preparing for MS2 abroad in engineering branch only. What you exactly want is something I was not clear. And I was clear that the placement is something is not needed for me. So I skipped it. So eventually I worked on aero modeling club. So when I was in IIT, we started a club altogether. Instead of just joining a club, we started it from our hostel rooms. So that starting journey was something I was very pulled through. Like I like that journey part.
0 to 1.
0 to 1 journey. Like starting a club, marketing it out, making people to come and work with you. Because in colleges there is no incentive for juniors or anyone to come and work for a club unless it feels like a cool thing to do on the campus, and it helps you with the CV or something. So it's kind of like starting a startup only, but where you don't care about money or something because taken care by sponsors or IIT in general. So it was all learning. That's how I learned how to make drones, how to make aero models, and I was interacting with on-campus startups already. When I skipped placements, I wanted to talk to people who are actually running startups. What are the government schemes, or like how are they managing funding? So some people were generous enough to like give every answer that I asked for, and they became like really good friends.
That's what happens, right? A lot of people don't ask.
Yeah. So they just hesitate that okay, what other person will think, or like what if I ask, maybe I sound like a stupid before them. So that got eliminated once I started talking to them. So I got to learn that incubation helps a lot here. And also one of my professors said from our batch they want to start something serious in entrepreneurship. So they started giving out grants from college. They started giving out around like 4 to 5 lakhs of grant money to pursue your idea after graduation. And also they introduced a policy called deferred placement. You don't sit for placement now, you come back after doing your startup, you want to do a placement or like
So you can do it again.
Do it again. So that kind of
That's
felt
a very
like
interesting thing, Howard.
Yeah, that's very interesting that it happened after my decision to not sit for placements.
So do you think अगर इस पूरी journey में if there would have been plan B options, you would have not taken the plunge? Like for example the MS option, abroad जाने का option, and then starting the option of sitting in placements, the option of deferred placements.
Yeah. So it's not like that that I would have taken plan B. So quitting is easy. You can quit even today and go back and pursue other options, pursue other structured options where you have mental clarity on what to expect after 1-2 years. Or the startup is the thing where like you get to experience a lot of emotions or like a lot of things which you call as life only, because it's kind of living on your own. Is something that is kind of exciting to me, that I have that freedom over my time. once I go into a job or somewhere else, I have given up my control.
Yeah,
I have
autonomy.
to autonomy on my time, that even if MS, I have to give up some particular hours to study, to perform good, to follow the professor, to follow this research, that research. If suddenly I don't feel like I will be missing out on the things. So that freedom is what caused me also panicking. That lack of freedom caused me panic a lot, and
And
I didn't want to.
you realized कि अच्छा this would repeat in the
This would
future अगर मैं
repeat.
इस बात पे गया तो.
Yeah, and even I don't deny that even in startup you are doing, like you are working for someone, or like
It's self-owned panic.
self-owned panic. It is like
You brought it upon
yourself. It's not like part of a structure or something.
किसी और की वजह से.
किसी और की वजह से नहीं. So and
Also
startups
दे
are
भी
really
सकते हैं
killing.
panic.
हाँ, सबको दे सकते हैं. मैं पैनिक हो रहा हूँ, सब आ जाओ एक बार पैनिक.
Group panic.
ग्रुप पैनिक. सो सो वो वाला क्लैरिटी आ गया था कि लाइक ऐसा स्टार्टअप करना है, बट क्लैरिटी नहीं था कि क्या करना है एग्जैक्टली. तो आई यूटिलाइज दैट 1 year. I didn't tell my parents also that I'm not sitting for placements. I thought they would not be bothered much, because after IIT, they are like, you cracked IIT now, it's on your own. We don't even care if you're studying or whatever it is. You just pass it through and get a placement, was their expectation. So afterwards I kind of went into discovery mode. I was working with a professor on different problems. I saw some drone startups on campus. They are working on really cool things. I was
So this is your learning phase. You're still not sure कि मेरे को exactly क्या startup करना है. But you're clear कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ इस space में करूँगा, and I'm still figuring out.
Yeah.
And you're learning.
So point came when there was so this research that our professor was doing. He wanted to set up a lab in which he can fly drones without GPS. So that problem was because every time to test a drone, we need to go to ground, travel, and there is limited battery in the drone. And once you are done with the test, you can't replace batteries then and there. You have to come back and go. He said, why can't we do a indoor setup where drone can fly precisely? So that question opened up whole plethora of things, like for drones to fly, GPS is the core thing that is needed. In a room, you won't get that GPS. It gets blocked. And how can you fly without GPS? So that tangent made me go into research about different techniques, how others are solving this problem. And I found that computer vision is a key thing that a lot of guys embrace to solve this. Just like how humans have eyes, why can't we put some cameras on the drones and make it sure that it is flying on so location?
And it can make its own decisions.
It can make its own decisions and bring that core autonomy part to the drone, so that it acts like a regular person or someone which knows about its surroundings, and it can localize its position. So that kind of was an exciting problem I found. So our professor had a motion capture system which had like around 12 cameras. So we arranged them and we put some markers on the drone, and it's like we recorded the feed coming from the 12 cameras, and we made drone think that it is flying with GPS. So that sparked the entire thing. That once I got the confidence, I researched about all the drone companies in the India.
कोई और कर रहा है ऐसा.
कोई और कर रहा है क्या वगैरह. I found that we are the only lab in the entire India has this facility.
IIT-Delhi वाला lab.
IIT-Delhi वाला lab, because that equipment itself is cost you around crores to set it up, and that kind of R&D budget is not there with any company or like campuses as such, but with IITs. So only another system I found is in IIT Bombay that has this system. And I was fortunate enough for the professor to have his MTech student. That's where I met Hanish also. Hanish was MTech student with our professor, and we both were working in the same lab. So he was also excited about my dreams, or basically persuasion that I want to build a company and build a company around drones or something. He was also like helping me figuring out the tech and everything. So that's how we met, Hanish, and that's when I thought like I can start now. Uh, Truth to be told, like I registered the company already, but I was not working actively on it.
Huh.
So I just registered it out of curiosity to know what it takes to register a company.
So your
Uh,
entire life story has been you just being curious about the next thing and
yes,
then dabbling yourself,
yes,
basically navigating your way through it.
yes. So basically, a first thing to start a company is to know how to register one, or like how can we say I have started a company is something that is not clear to me. So when I googled around, I got one online company which said for so and so bucks we'll
Do the
register you a
entire thing.
company. So and then there was a lot of confusion, like private limited, LLP. There were a
Hmm.
lot of options to choose from. I asked them and they were like, private limited is the one which startups prefer,
Startup.
so you register it. I registered it and it was dormant for 2 years. I was doing nothing. I was just even I didn't had GST for 2 years. I just had that, and I just had a business card saying that I am so and so company ka founder, and this is my credentials, and the address
And there was no company.
there was no company address, was pointing to my hostel. So
I stay in a dorm.
yeah. So 1 year after graduation also I kind of piggy banked on some of my juniors, and
Hmm.
I used to visit hostel every day. uh, uh, I was in campus only.
तो ये कैंपस हायरिंग मैंने सुना है काफ़ी आईआईटी फाउंडर से कि ये बहुत it's like a vetting process. So you already hire the best, and like when they are when can basically be available.
Yes,
Huh.
exactly.
When
I mean,
they
like,
don't have something of their own sort
yes,
of angle going on.
yes. So like even this Bharat Pay story, right?
Hmm.
So Shashwat is my batchmate, or like maybe my
Oh.
junior batchmate, I guess. That's how Ashni Grover and this tech co-founder, I think Shashwat is his name,
Yeah.
met. Like Ashni came to IIT
Huh.
and then he met tech co-founder, and then how the Bharat Pay spun out.
Hmm.
So I say similar things happen. Like here, seniors are coming to campus just to explore, feel nostalgia about it, and you meet random person who is of same department or same hostel. You exchange ideas like how is the hostel doing, what is the culture right now, and etc. And then you go into deep conversations like I want to build this, can you build that, can you do that, and then that's how like I think whole IIT founding team happens.
So even from IIT Delhi, there are like very famous founders, as you mentioned, Ashneer Grover,
Yeah,
the founder of Zomato, Dipinder, Albinder, the founder of Blinkit,
Yeah.
Policy Bazaar.
yeah.
Uh, just talk about like why is there so many sort of unicorn founders from IIT Delhi?
I don't think so. It's because of IIT Delhi, or maybe like is there the general trend is IIT Delhi. But I think as I mentioned already that the bombardment of opportunities will give you that self-discovery phase where you actually choose what you want. I think for startups, already doing a startup is very hard. If you don't know exactly why you're doing this, you can't stay on that path.
Your reason has to be very,
very strong. And that reasoning needs
Time.
discovery and time. Like if you don't know exactly that reason why you are doing this, and if you don't have faith that it is going to pay out large going
Dividends,
forward, you can't continue in startups. I think that is something which I found in IIT Delhi, where like lot of talented people, cream of the company, cream of the India is interacting, and like because you have outperformers in every dimension around you, so you have to make a niche of your own.
Niche of your own.
Yeah. Like start of the Aero Club itself, right? There was no aerospace department in entire IIT. We started that out because we were curious about it, while others were not interested much.
उनको अपना निश मिल गया था.
अपना निश मिल गया था उनको, हमको अपना बनाना पड़ा. तो ऐसे ही आई फील लाइक campus as such teaches that, and also the surrounding people you have, like people who take placements also, they go into very big companies, generally outperform you in the entire life construct. So I think that's what contributes to this kind of growth, like that environment or that learnings that you take from the college. Like you have to choose your niche, and you have to be stuck with it for a long time to get some results outside, is something I guess is common between all IIT Delhi alumni. That's what I
Got it.
observe, I guess.
Just in a brief, if you can just cover exactly what Vecros does सबके लिए, and break down the core technology. Also tell us कि Shark Tank में कैसे उसको twist कर दिया गया या क्या dilute हो गया, जो जो बेसिकली उसकी जो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है वो उतने छोटे से पिच में आ नहीं पाती. So just talk about Vecros.
So Vecros so you can call it like an aerial robotics company which is making robots that can fly and fly safer and better and provide a meaningful job to be done or work to be done. So how I put this is we are building a new generation of robot or a drone that acts autonomously like a person in the sky. So you just need to give a command like can you go and survey this area for any movement, terrorist movement or someone, and drone automatically understands what need to be done and it goes autonomously, does the entire thing and gives
like
you
a soldier basically
like a soldier, but which is flying. It is always with you. That's how the genesis of Vecros happened, and eventually we kind of like when we started we were not 100% clear that this is what something we need to do, but overall vision was to like we want to build best state of the art drone out of India, and it needs to beat world class drone products, and it needs to have made in India mark on it, is something that we started with, and we never compromised on that vision. We wanted to make best, and even though it takes time, we are on it. And when we went to Shark Tank, we had to explain our entire technology, which is complex in nature, in a way such that a regular common person can understand
it.
And one thing that we chose is surveillance and mapping use cases, where our drone goes and collects photos and builds a 3D model out of it.
And you did not discuss the defense use cases then, right?
Yeah. Not defense in particularly, we didn't discuss. Whole focus was in common use case. Which is very common, like construction, where from if a construction project takes like around 12 months, month 1 से month 12 तक क्या changes हुआ, और उसमें क्या क्या मटेरियल्स लगा, क्या क्या नहीं लगा, कितना ज़मीन यूज़ हुआ, कितना मटेरियल यूज़ हुआ, ये सब क्वेश्चंस मैनेजमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोजेक्ट का जो भी मैनेजमेंट है उनके लिए नेसेसरी है. बट उनको अगर मैं अब पूछोगे लाइक मंथ 6 में क्या था और फिर मंथ 8 में क्या है, तो आप उनके पास इतना डेटा नहीं रहता है. और
ट्रैक प्रोग्रेस, ट्रैक एग्जैक्टली क्या हो रहा है,
हाँ, तो वो ट्रैक नहीं रहते हैं. तो हमने बोला कि एटलीस्ट ड्रोन से अगर वीडियो लोगे तो आपके पास एक वीडियो तो रहेगा कि लाइक महीना वहाँ 1 मंथ में कैसा था और फिर 6th मंथ में कैसा था और 8th मंथ में कैसा था. सो ऐसा वीडियो से लेके फिर 3D मॉडल तक गया था कि इंजीनियर को जो है उनको समझ में आएगा कि लाइक अगर मैं प्लान के हिसाब से मेरा बिल्डिंग आ रहा है कि नहीं. क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम ये था कि जो भी बिजनेस पर्सन बिल्डर होता है या कंस्ट्रक्शन पर्सन होता है, उनके लिए मल्टीपल साइट्स एक ही टाइम डेवलप होते रहता है और उनको बार बार ट्रैवल करना पड़ता है. और फिर कंस्ट्रक्शन लोगों का एक इंसाइट रहता है कि लाइक मैं जब तक देखूंगा नहीं तब तक मुझे पता नहीं चलेगा कि एग्जैक्टली मेरा प्रोजेक्ट कैसे आ रहा है.
तो वेरी फिजिकल थिंग.
So what we did is like you don't need to travel. Our person will travel. We send the drone there. It collects data and it will show you before going there itself. That cut down their cost like anything and
so you're
time.
Providing this as a service.
This as a service. So basically we go to a construction company and we say that in your entire project life cycle, we'll help you track the progress. And this is our app we have. And it is AI powered, so it generates reports and everything on its own. So you don't need any physical person behind who is tweaking the system. क्योंकि mistrust रहता है बहुत कि अगर कुछ ना कुछ मटेरियल थोड़ा कम हो गया तो people tend to like misreport it like कि हाँ यहाँ पे तो सब कुछ ठीक ही है, अब जब एक्चुअल पता चला नहीं है फिर ऐसा बहुत लॉसेस खाते हैं. एंड वो एक टाइम से एलिमिनेट हो गया. एंड ये एक्चुअली कंस्ट्रक्शन गाइज के लिए भी ये अच्छा चीज़ है कि लाइक दे हैव नाउ प्रोग्रेस, दे कैन टॉक टू देयर फाइनेंशियर्स और बैंक गाइज कि लाइक अभी मेरा प्रोग्रेस इतना हो रहा है जैसे मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था आपको लोन लेते टाइम, अभी इसके हिसाब से give me more loans or like more financing
Yeah.
so that I can build more better projects.
Huh.
So ऐसा it is kind of making this entire industry
More efficient.
more efficient and also more structured in a way.
What about the core technology, like LiDAR based जो
So that is the whole part of it, like how we started Vecros. Ki we kind of invented a new GPS, you can say, new way of making drones fly autonomously. So because एक story है कि like ऐसा जब कारगिल war हुआ था, this story is known for every defense person. When Kargil war was happening, US shut down GPS to India.
Yeah.
So suddenly our entire flight things, like even airplanes को fly करने के लिए भी GPS चाहिए होता है, वो भी नहीं था. And then missiles, जो guided missiles होते हैं, उनको जाने के लिए भी GPS नहीं था. So we had to fight a way in a very different war in a different way. So same problem अगर अभी होगा जब ड्रोन्स इन्वॉल्व हैं, बिकॉज 99% ड्रोन्स जो भी उड़ते हैं उनके लिए जीपीएस चाहिए होता है. और एक बार आप जीपीएस ऑफ कर दोगे या तो वो क्रैश हो जाएंगे या अपने आप वापस आ जाएंगे या कुछ ना कुछ हो जाएगा, तो आपका इंटेंडेड मिशन नहीं होगा. सो द आइडिया वॉज टू लाइक इसका रिप्लेसमेंट कुछ ढूंढ सकते हैं तो विच इज़ जैमर प्रूफ और स्पूफ प्रूफ. तो दैट आइडिया आई हैड इन लाइक 2020 ओनली, विच नाउ आई कैन सी happening around. Like if you take Russia-Ukraine war, jammers are being used left and right to jam drones. फिर भी some companies are there who are already working on it. When I was in starting, just they had a solution ready. So I just thought, why can't I just bring it to India and then start working here?
A company like
Skydio, DJI, they are like billion-dollar funded companies, and they have huge R&D budget to invest on this. Like I heard one of the product manager from Skydio like कि वो बस AI में $100 million ऐसा उड़ाते हैं ट्रेनिंग में और फिर ये करने में. और even our valuation is not 100 million as of now.
Let alone how can you compete with that through grants?
Yeah. So that's a sad situation that we faced here, that capital is somewhat limited for different growth opportunities, not just for drones or like other things.
वो भी ऐसे deep tech spaces में जहाँ पे it takes a while to build the product, to build the services, to find a business around that.
Yes. So we had to be innovative on the ground. We had to make sure that we have small wins, small revenue channels where we can make money and continue the R&D, because we didn't want to compromise on the original vision we started with, where we want to build a perfect system for alternate GPS. So that path, I think we are like around 90% done with LiDAR and cameras in combination. That's where the interesting part of LiDAR comes, where I just bought the LiDAR to experiment or validate our navigation stack. But once we experimented with LiDAR, it is building 3D model within like minutes when compared to cameras.
In fact, you showed me a 3D model of IIT-Delhi.
Yes. So that is also built by our LiDAR and RGB camera.
It was for their fest, right?
Yeah, it was for their fest. We just wanted to show that if a newcomer comes, if they want to go to so and so location in the fest, can they just click on the screen and then like it will show you the path around. Because आपका Google Maps में तो ऐसा 2D आ जाता है, हमको 3D में दिखाना था पाथ ऐसा कि यहाँ से जाओ करके.
This can be done for even the Coldplay concert. With so many people.
With so many people, like stadium में हमारा सीट कहाँ है,
या हमारा पैसा कहाँ है,
हमारा पैसा क्या है. Yeah. So ऐसा था, and whole LiDAR thing came, and actually it's kind of like accident only, like we didn't plan for it, but when we had that, we showed it to some customers and they liked it so much that they started paying for that service. Compared to normal drone service versus LiDAR service, it's kind of like 100x value we can fetch from. And that's how our service angle also came in. Like while we are researching on building the drone, why can't we make some money in meantime, so that we stay relevant to the VCs and also to the customers in general. Because VCs also have this tangent to invest in drones, but due to some lot of regulations and other reasons, not much activity is happening. But if they see a genuine company who is like working hard on solving this problem, they are willing to put money behind. And once we went to Shark Tank also, Afterwards, a lot of VCs turned their heads and they were like, okay, these guys are authentic. They saw the demo there working perfectly and they were like, okay, at least let's talk and understand how we can help. Even if they don't invest, they refer us to someone who can invest. And after Shark Tank, we raised like around 3 CR in total. And we are fortunate to get one US VC also.
Oh.
Yeah. So they usually invest in international companies across who works in construction solely. Their thesis was to invest in construction related companies, and they were evaluating multiple drone companies from India, and we stood out with our lidar and autonomy stack that we had, and that is something that has helped. They got to know us about through Shark Tank only.
So now you have been fundraising for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
You have the entire experience. If you can give us 60 seconds mein, just break down funding and your experience of acquiring funding in India, and how do you go about it? How does one go about it?
So first metric I would look at is industry. So at which market or which industry are you operating in? And also the trending market. Like right now, Gen AI is the trending. So VCs or like entire funding construct works on what is trending or like what is going to be the future.
Yeah.
So Gen AI is something that is right now trending. And then comes the founder's pedigree or like founder's capability to deliver. So you have to show some achievements before you go for funding or like before you present to some random strangers who want to put money behind you. So IIT pedigree is something that I am proud of, or like is like rewarding to me. It is still paying off to be an IITian. But once you got the funding or like once you clear
Then
that
it
first,
doesn't make
sense that because anyway you have your own battles to fight. Founder pedigree is something because you don't want to give funding to someone who is not even a biotech expert and running a biotech company.
Yeah.
So right, you need to have a PhD level of experience in bio related stuff, so then only you can back that company or like the team, because initial stage company is nothing but like 2-3 guys who are just starting up. So founder pedigree is something that you have to look out for, and also comes the customers and the revenue traction, or like if not revenue, at least like are you talking to someone, are they opening up your emails and responding to you, are they telling you that this problem is relevant, so how good is the problem, and
the feedback
part of it, like is this big enough, big in the sense there are some problems which will be very small, like they can fetch you like 2-3 crore per year, that is kind of small for VCs. But you have to have a problem which can scale to masses and fetch you like 100 CR 200 CR. For example, मैं फार्मा का ही एग्जांपल देता हूँ. आपका 10 रुपीज़ टैबलेट बेचने के लिए आपको लाइक अराउंड 10 रुपीज़ का टैबलेट बेचना है जिसमें आप 5 रुपये का प्रॉफिट बना सकते हो, बट वो पॉइंट रीच होने तक आपको एटलीस्ट 6-7 ईयर्स तो लग जाता है वो 10 रुपीज़ टैबलेट बेचने के लिए. बट अब जब आपका वो लग गया, आप 10 रुपीज़ टैबलेट आप अराउंड 100 करोड़ पीपल के लिए बेच सकते हो. सो इट बिकम्स लाइक 10 नंबर गेम, बेसिकली 10 times 100 CR. इट्स लाइक 1000 CR का गेम है आपका रेवेन्यू. सो जब आप 5 साल पहले जब शुरू कर रहे हो वो कंपनी, आपको इक्विपमेंट चाहिए, आपको $1 billion ऑफ फंडिंग चाहिए ताकि आप इक्विपमेंट और फिर टीम जो बड़े बड़े कॉलेजेस से ग्रेजुएट से उनको सैलरीज देने के लिए ये सब इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. एंड इफ़ यू कैन कन्विंस समवन इन दिस गेम कि लाइक मैं इवेंचुअली 10 रुपये वाला प्रोडक्ट बेचूंगा, बट ऐसा बेचूंगा कि लाइक ऐसा 100 करोड़ 200 करोड़ पीपल खरीद सकते हैं. And that is the simple example like VCs or anyone follows. Even with the Facebooks or Googles or any startups that you take that are now successful, they have at point convinced someone like a big investor that this is how big is the company is going to become.
saying hoti na, how big is this animal?
Yes, how big is it, like when they ask about that big, this is what you need to convince exactly, like this problem that I am solving, because for us GPS denied problem is something which every drone can take. Tomorrow every drone you're flying can drop off from the sky, and if you have a solution that can, or a software that can go into a drone and enable them to fly without GPS, is something of a big problem
Yeah.
that VCs can bet on. Instead of just like if I talk about a construction problem and I'm solving for construction, so that is not something that excites them, because every battle has its own loopholes or like feedback systems, where like solving them will take up your entire career or like entire life.
Yeah.
So you need to choose a problem which is big enough so that you will come out like a big fish in the entire market.
I think concept of the wicked problems.
Yeah.
Wicked problems, which are difficult, complex problems to
Complex
solve.
problems. I mean, same like I can take analogy from critical mass also. Like
Yeah.
you need to have that small understanding, small team with a bigger chain reaction.
Yeah.
So you put that small thing there, and
Hmm.
once one thing leads to another thing, and the chain reaction happens,
The outcome is
very
eventually,
big. So, but initially when you're starting, you'll be the small guy only. And also the industry that you choose is like that area in which you are in, where you can create that chain reaction. And then once you started it, the revolution happened and chain reaction happened. And right now, every drone company is scrambling for GPS denied technology, because war is happening and jamming is happening, and everybody are like,
war
okay,
as in abhi currently the
Israel-Lebanon war is happening.
War is happening.
Ukraine-Russia war is happening. Everywhere drones are the keys. Like $1 million is the missile cost.
Yeah.
Around $10,000 is the drone cost. So in one missile you can get 10 drones, which can equally impact you, and they are off radar. You can't detect drones on radar.
Revolutionizing basically war tech. Wartime in general. Huh?
Yeah. So that's how Ukraine is also able to beat a big guy like Russia, because they adapted a new tech like drone, put a man behind it, and then started bombarding their plans. And now it is taking a hell lot of time for Russia to capture Ukraine. And even Israel is also same using it. And right now even India is worried about same tech, and I heard somewhere they have ordered like around 700 drones which are capable of GPS denied capability from a foreign country.
Vecros is a solution that can be solved within India. Yeah.
It's just that for defense you need to be big enough to even sell something, because they have to rely upon you. When you are small, your challenges are very different compared to a big company. So in order to sell to defense, we need to reach a point where or like get a funding where we come up like a big company which can deliver on what we have promised.
And so even during your own journey, it's a lonely path for founders. The more we speak with founders, it's like कि अकेले चलना पड़ता है, बहुत सारी uncertainty होती है. How did you sort of like navigate through it? What your experience, and also you also had an experience where like your co-founder left.
Yeah.
How did you deal with all of that?
Yeah, I mean like it was pretty difficult to deal because my co-founder left after getting funding. So usually there is a lot of uncertainties before you get funding. Before funding itself, you have a lot of real life problems to solve for. But once you get funding, it's like kind of a checkbox that okay, now we have some VC to worry about us, and also they'll help us raise more funds. That uncertainty goes away. But after that you have team challenges, like where founder has left now, who's the techie person of it. Most GPS tech, deny tech was handled by him, and I was not aware of much of stuff. I was more into hardware and engineering the core part of it, while he was more into software and doing it. One good thing he did is he hired a bunch of people before going away, and he tried to help us, because the reason was very genuine for him also, that it is taking toll on his health. So what we had is we had fundraising and customer acquisition happening simultaneously. We were only 2 guys without any team, and we were not experienced to such exposure. When things come, they come like hell. Like they are like, today you have to respond to multiple things. But when they don't come, you have very stale business, or you don't have anything at all to respond for. So we were not prepared for it. Like when we got the fundraising, we had a client.
And this was how many months before Shark Tank?
This was like 2 years before.
2 years before.
2 years before Shark Tank. That was the first challenge after, like in 2021 is when we raised the first check in January. In April is when the second wave of COVID hit. afterwards, Hanish said that he can't pursue this because it took a serious toll on his health. Like that 4 months he used to go to lab at 2 o'clock in the morning
Baapre.
and then deliver it. Like we had to travel to Gurgaon for showcasing the demo. I was not aware of it much. He said he is managing the task, but I was not much aware.
कि उसके पीछे क्या चल रहा
उसका
है?
पीछे क्या चल रहा है. I was more into like
कि चलो ये हो गया,
fundraising. ये
अब
हो
मैं
गया,
ये करता हूँ.
ये हनीश देख रहे तो ठीक है सब चंगा. I had my own problems of like I had US investors calling. I had to wake up at 2 o'clock. I have to align calls as per their schedule. उनका यूजुअली दिन 9 o'clock से शुरू होता है ना रात को, और फिर वो पूरा ओवरनाइट होता है. देन आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर एंड आई हैव टू पिच देयर. ही वाज हैंडलिंग टेक हियर एंड देन वी हैड अ कस्टमर. सो ऑल ऑफ थिंग्स लाइक simultaneously happening, and also we were hiring at the same time. So we were not able to manage, and he had diabetes. And I think it went serious, so he had to take some rest. I said you can take rest and you can get back, but he said that for me it's more like taste of technology that like kind of excited me initially, but right now when I see the fundraising and customer acquisition thing, it's not something that is not exciting.
Fun for him.
Fun for me. So it's better like I step out and you find someone else, or like kind of I'll suggest 2-3 profiles who will be good. So then Rajeshri was there, who was the first hire.
Found her on LinkedIn, right?
On LinkedIn, while we are looking for robotics engineers, she had around 6 research papers published to her name. She was in US. She did her internships in US, worked for different research universities. So it was quite impressive profile. And she said she wanted to do it for fun because she has already US university offer to go. So she wanted to work for only 6 months with Vecros. And she found the particular problem that we are solving very exciting. Instead of just looking it as a job, she wanted to work on core robotics thing. And she was amazed by Hanish, his track record, like basically
what he had built also.
What he has built also. To her surprise, when she came, Hanish was not there. She was like, okay, I interviewed to different person. Where is he? And I was like,
the replacement.
Yeah. I was like, he's no longer working here, but let me help you through what needs to be done. So another 6 months we both worked together to take a grasp of what he was building, because I was completely zero knowledge on like what was happening there, and even to get understanding of what he was building, I had to learn something on my own. So so we spent another 6 months debugging what happening, and how like we had a team of like 6 people managing them, and we had to move to office from co-working space to some office where we can do experiments and all, and also talk to clients, talk to investor traction that was coming up. I was too embarrassed to tell to investors that my founder has left. So dealing was very difficult, but later I was able to convince Rajeshri to continue with the journey. So she eventually gave up on her US opportunity and like stayed with Vecros.
That's a very interesting story.
So it was a lot of sacrifice, you can say. Like it will it's good that you starting. That's what I realized, because if the younger you are, the more mental and physical capacity you have to handle the stress that you get. As I said, like waking up late nights is easy when you are like teenager or like when you are in your 20s, but eventually you see that while you are aging, the physical capability deteriorates to stretch yourself in dimensions, or else you will be losing out on some opportunities. So that thing, that key insight I took off, that it helped being young and like recover fast. Because in
it's
the
this athlete mentality, right?
Athlete mentality, basically, like you put a lot of stress at young age, or like at a time you have, so you don't need to suffer later. You have the enough muscle memory and everything built, so that your body can respond easily. But also that didn't spare me from not having any health conditions. I had my fair share of like falling sick and not able to perform. So that is when I realized that health is something which is
health for founders.
health for
especially.
founders especially is you need to focus, because if you don't have anything to like if you don't have health, you can't even
Nothing.
support your own dream, or like, because I have seen days where I have took off for like 1-2 weeks because I was not able to get up from bed. And I felt so sick. So I realized that like this is something which is preventable. If you do so and so things, it's preventable, but sometimes you sacrifice those little things and you end up like hurting company even, or the entire team
in the long run.
in the long run. So it's not worth it. So one thing that helped me is the team that we had, and also parents, especially to deal with the mental health problems. And obviously it's a lonely journey. It has been a lonely journey for me. Like I was prepared that even if everybody quits today, I have to continue this on my own, because
there were multiple situations where you felt like this.
yeah, we had a team of 30 and then we went for 4. So and then now we are at a team of 25. So I'm prepared for that irregularity tomorrow. Like tomorrow, if it comes like tomorrow, if we like go to again 4 people or 2 people, we know how to manage it and bring this back up again. So it's kind of like part of the journey itself, I think, that you need to learn before you make it big. And because over the time
pitfalls पहले ही आ जाए.
पहले ही आ जाए, because before making it big, you have all the experiences 360 degree happening to you. Now you don't have
So you
anything
can
to build up.
handle when the big thing happens.
Big thing happens. It's just basically amplification of your character
Yeah.
when it makes it big. So same thing might happen tomorrow when you are big also, but you are already prepared to handle
Exactly.
it. So what happens if a co-founder leaves, or what happens if a key team member leaves? So you exactly know how right now how
You're
to
not
handle
that
this.
panicked now.
Panic now. Even the drone crash was also, we seen a lot of drone crashes that we didn't panic much on the stage. Only thing that ran in my mind is, can they edit this out, or like do they cut the camera? That didn't happen in Shark Tank. They just rolling. They were like, okay, you guys continue with whatever you have.
Did you try to cut it out?
No, we can't.
We
Don't have any communication with their team after the shot is done. We don't even know who is the director, like who is going to finally decide what goes into the episode or not. So that was very spontaneous.
But what an amazing journey. Like अभी तक तुम लोगों ने जितना भी करा है, बहुत ही interesting journey, and I would love to see how it pans out future में. Especially with critical mass. Let's see how it pans out, and I would love to know more about you. And next time you will be the host, and you will be now interacting with other people. And any parting thoughts? I think as such it's been an incredible journey for me, and I hope for the same going forward also. I want to interact with more techies, more people who are building amazing technology behind, and bring it to more masses, so they can also see that, and they can also get inspired that someone is already doing, why can't I do it. I also feel that there is like a gap here, because India में podcasting एक certain style में होती है, and people usually don't like to go that deep in tech. Because for some it might be boring, for some it might be too complicated and not too digestible for the online medium. But I think those conversations need to happen. Yes. So this is a good, I think, initiative there. And I would, as a viewer, I would love to watch this. Sure. I think so. I mean, I'll try to give best content out there. But it's just a try for me. I think I am opening up for new experiences. It's also behind the scenes of what happens at Vecros. The company culture, and how do you guys do what you guys do? Yes. So primarily our focus, or like this entire focus, is to like show how we reach. How we approach things through first principles, and why we don't need much money, because lot of times I hear that complaining thoughts from hardware or like from other guys that you need a lot of money to like get this done, or like this is very hard if you don't have money. But can we have a hack around to turn this into a big thing with very limited resources? That is something that excites me a lot. Like
limited resources, bigger
You're not
challenge,
playing the valuation game. Yeah.
valuation game or something. We are just having like, okay, I have been given this parameters to play with, and I have a very big game to play, and how can I do it? It's kind of like a not so MVP player in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You are starting out, but you have already big titans there who are like playing it for like
So
2
you
3
played
years.
smart, no?
You played smart.
Mm.
You are like that small guy, like you can say like David Goliath story basically.
Yeah.
You are not Goliath. You don't even remotely have that capability, but you are smart enough to like turn things around. So that is something that I love a lot, and when I hear such stories, I really like to show them to different people. I think that's what I'm trying to bring this out from this podcast or whatever.
Alright, although let's hope कि ये उतना ही अच्छी तरीके से pan out करे the way that we have envisioned it to be.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to know what will happen next in the Vecros journey and in your personal journey.
Yeah.
Because I think even जो Shark Tank में भी the last thing that that Aman mentioned was यार आप बहुत innocent हो. So you are that one founder क्योंकि I meet with a lot of founders and they're trying to sell something every time. I just feel that I can have that human connection with you. Whatever you are saying वो एक felt वाले you have personally experienced that.
Yes.
So it just comes across. So yeah, even I want to learn more from you and your journey.
Definitely.
And the first principle approach. Alright, let's end this. Thank you so much, Prem, for doing this.
Thank you, Divyansh.
Eagerly waiting for episode number 2. You know what to do next. Subscribe to the channel and we'll keep uploading new episodes every week. Alright, signing off. This was episode 1 of Critical Mass with Prem. Let's end this.
Yeah.